Welcome to this video. The topic of this video is examining the attendance figures for the 4 major sport leagues in the US. First, let's look at the NFL. The top team in the NFL in 2021 was Dallas Cowboys, with an average home game attendance of 93,421 attendees per game, followed by Green Bay Packers with an average of 77,991 visitors per game. The team with the third highest home game attendance was the Denver Broncos with 76,236 visitors, which was 100.1% of the stadium's capacity. At the bottom was the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions, both of which had close to 52,000 visitors per game. The average home attendance of the 32 teams in the NFL was 67,228. This was an average of 94.7% of total capacity. 6 of the 32 teams had an average of 100% capacity, suggesting they could use a larger stadium. These were the Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, Cleveland Browns, Minnesota Vikings, and New England Patriots. 2 teams had capacity utilization of under 80%, and these were the bottom 2 teams in terms of attendance, the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. When we compare the average attendance of the top team to the bottom team, we found that the Dallas Cowboys had 181% of the attendance of the Detroit Lions. In Major League Baseball, the top attendance goes to the LA Dodgers, with an average of 34,625 visitors to home games in 2021, followed by Atlanta Braves and San Diego Padres. At the bottom of the list, the teams with the lowest attendance figures were the Tampa Bay Rays, Oakland A's, and Miami Marlins, each with less than 10,000 visitors per home game. The average attendance for the league was 18,900 visitors, and the top team, the LA Dodgers, had more than 4.3 times the average attendance of the lowest team, the Miami Marlins. In the NBA, the top attendance in 2022 was Chicago Bulls with an average of 20,881 visitors per game, followed by the Philadelphia 76ers and Dallas Mavericks. The lowest attendances were in Oklahoma City Thunder, Sacramento Kings, and Indiana Pacers, where the 3 teams each averaged less than 15,000 visitors per game. The average attendance for the league was at 17,100 visitors, which was an average of 91.2% utilization of the capacity. 6 of the 30 teams averaged 100% or more of their stadium capacity. These were the Mavericks, Heat, Celtics, Jazz, Warriors, and Bucks. On the opposite end of the spectrum, 2 teams averaged below 80% of capacity. These were the Washington Wizards and Detroit Pistons. The ratio of the top team to the bottom team was 145.4%, which was the lowest among the major sporting leagues. In 2021, the NHL averaged 15,841 visitors per game, which was 87% of their capacity. The top team was Tampa Bay Lightning with an average of 19,000 visitors, followed by the Washington Capitals. The lowest teams were Buffalo Sabres and Ottawa Senators, each with less than 10,000 visitors. 7 teams in NHL had higher than 100% of capacity, while 8 teams had less than 80% of capacity utilization. The top team had slightly more than twice the attendance of the bottom team in the NHL. We will skip the figures for the Major League Soccer teams in this video. Lastly, we will look at the figures for the WNBA, which is the leading women's league in the United States. The top team in 2022 was Seattle Storm, which was the only team to average above 10,000 visitors in 2022. Some teams saw less than half of their attendance prior to the pandemic, such as the LA Sparks and Phoenix Mercury. The top team, Seattle Storm, in 2022 had less than 6 times the attendance of the bottom team, Indiana Fever, which was an increase compared to 2019 when the top team, LA Sparks, had 5 times the attendance of the bottom team, New York Liberty. The topic for our next video will be on expansion teams. Please like and subscribe to this channel to see more sports related videos.